Hey guys, King of Charms here to be your judge, your jury, your analyst, and today I bring to you the most powerful Scizor team in the Halloween Cup, and this happens to be a shiny Shadow Scizor, by the way. Its IVs are absolute garbage, but you know what? Shiny Shadows are incredibly rare Pokemon. You know what? Even though it's really bad in IVs, I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let me make one and let me use it for the Halloween Cup. And this team is factually the most this is actually the #2 most powerful team, only topped by one other variation. So this combination, this is the #2 most powerful team in Halloween Cup statistically, and it's extremely strong and it does really well. You're gonna see me pull off some really insane win conditions for this shoutcast. And Shadow Scizor, if it boosts, is an absolute beast. So, I hope you enjoy the destruction. I hope you enjoy I hope you destroy, well, I'm going to destroy a lot of other battles, but there's also a lot of legend on legend action, so some very high level battles that are about to take place. And in one of them, I have no idea how the hell I found that win condition. With expert energy management, and if you do happen to get the boost with Shadow Scizor, it's going to absolutely destroy and tear through your opponent and their entire Pokemon line. But before we get started, without further ado, this is my therapist mental health tip for the day. So, since we are talking about Steel and Bug, I'm going to my therapist mental health tip of the day is to process pain. Well, process your pain. Or more plainly, building resiliency. So, for mental health, if you're going to you manage to go through, or in order to increase your mental fortitude or steel yourself as far as mentally, you do need to build your resiliency. And that is done through having to go through absolute crap. I served 7 years in the military. I'm a therapist, for crying out loud. So I'm no stranger to professions or knowing individuals that have steeled themselves and are absolutely amazing human beings and are far more mentally strong than I am. I'm pretty dang steeled myself. My mental resilience is incredibly high in comparison to a lot of my peers. But I have seen some incredibly strong individuals mentally, and they all tell me a lot of things. It's what I've been through, and that's true. However, you need to overcome them, either trying to process them and engage them instead of running away. For example, if you had a traumatic past or something like that, you need to go to therapy or do something of that sort to try to overcome that trauma. After that, as you build your resiliency, after every little event, you will slowly build your resiliency to the point to where you're just incredibly mentally strong, and things will still affect you, and everyone is prone to mental illness. However, like me nowadays, I've built my blocks so high that my day job as a therapist doesn't affect my content, doesn't affect me on streaming, and I'm able to take a whole lot, because you need to be able to take a whole lot if you want to be a psychotherapist, because that stuff can haunt you and linger over. So, process your pain, overcome your obstacles, build your resiliency, and make sure you come through your underlying issues. That way, you can steel yourself and keep working towards a better tomorrow and more towards a better you. Anyways, as you see here, that is my therapist mental health tip for the day, and I hope you all enjoyed this crazy shoutcast featuring Shadow Shiny Scizor in the Halloween Cup. Let's get started. Alright, here are the battles. By the way, I forgot to mention, this is a shiny Shadow Scizor, so shinies do more damage, and this is also a shadow version. And this is I think its IVs are absolute garbage, but as you see here, we literally win the lead hard as heck. We got the A9, and that's the reason why Shadow Scizor is a beast. If you happen to catch fairies, specifically A9 leads, guess what? You are absolutely going to annihilate them with Bullet Punch, because Steel is double super effective against A9 because A9 is Ice as well as Fairy. Ice and Fairy are weak to Steel types. And then we switch Umbreon into this Qwilfish. Qwilfish loses super hard against Umbreon just because Umbreon can take anything Qwilfish has to offer unless it's carrying Lunge. But as you see, this Qwilfish isn't carrying Lunge, it's carrying Ice Beam, so Qwilfish does not have a great matchup against us. We can tank Aqua Tails and Ice Beams pretty comfortably, so all we're going to do is straight foul play. Our opponent sends in the A9, and then all I'm going to do is send in Shadow Scizor. You can probably guess this is probably going to be a super RPS matchup. We win the lead, we win switch. I'm going to foul play to do chip damage. I probably could have got to Last Resort if I farmed a little more energy, but it's okay. My opponent, I'm expecting him to switch immediately because they already know Shadow Scizor is coming in. Shadow Scizor comes in, they send in the Umbreon, all we do is send in Azu, and my opponent sends the top left in. They do the emergency exit, the door to the left to save our time, and I definitely approve of it. Behold, rock, paper, and scissors. But Alolan Ninetales is pretty much your best, the most phenomenal lead you will get with a Shadow Scizor, or just Scizor in general if you're using the regular one. We got legend on legend action. And these battles are actually filled with freaking super sweaty battles. We have our Scizor into this Dragalge. So this is what's interesting. Dragalge doesn't necessarily have a bad matchup against Shadow Scizor just because of the fact Dragalge is able to get the Aqua Tail so quickly. You do 4 Dragon Tails equals 1 Aqua Tail. So because of that, this is kind of dangerous. I will shield here because Shadow Scizor can't take Aqua Tail damage. You can tank 1, but it's really dangerous, and my opponent switches into Drapion. As you see here, I'm going to go for the Iron Head, but I'm actually just trying to bait. I want to grab a shield before I dip out, and then I'm like, oh crap. Speaking of Aqua Tail, as you see here, Aqua Tail does big damage, so we're going to fire this Night Slash. Iron Head goes through, you go in like the linebacker, and God forsaken, for those of you that watch WWE, if Big E does not break their neck, please heal Lich Big E, but please do not break your neck again. There is a very large history of WWE wrestlers breaking their necks and putting themselves in, or like, you know, Kurt Angle. So Kurt Angle, he won his gold medal on literally like a broken neck, so kudos to Kurt Angle, one of the most greatest WWE wrestlers of all time, as well as an incredible Olympian and a great athlete. We send Umbreon into this Drapion because Drapion doesn't do anything great against Umbreon. You can tank Aqua Tails you can take Aqua Tails comfortably. You can even tank Sludge Bombs. If it's the Shadow version, it's a little dicey, but even the regular one, you can tank a good decent amount of damage before you go down. As you see here, we're going to fire Lasso Darts, and that's no longer a Drapion, that's a Skuntank. Our opponent swapped out, and this isn't necessarily great for them because our Umbreon has so much energy. With this huge energy, we're going to be able to fire multiple Lasso Darts off, and as you see, that's chunking a lot of damage. Our opponent has to throw here, and as you see, I'm going to switch. I try to switch into Scizor just so I can snipe it down, but I'm unable to. I shield here because I don't want my Azu to go against that Drapion. I want a bazillion energy here. Regardless of what comes in, I will fire Last Resort. Because I just want to do as much chip as I can, and if I land the Drapion right away, that's great. Drapion comes in, Last Resort will do neutral damage, and we're going to send in... Actually, we're just going to farm down, and then we're going to send in... We're going to farm down here, and then... Or they're going to farm me down, and I'm going to send in Azu. You're like, why aren't you sacking? Well, I don't want to attempt the sack just because of the fact that it's really dangerous. Plus, if this Drapion does not have Sludge Bomb, they lose. So they send in the Dragalge. Dragalge, it won't be able to get to a Sludge Bomb if it does have. Even if it does, it doesn't KO Azu in one shot. Ice Beam goes through. Ice Beam will KO, one-hit KO this Dragalge, and then all we have to do is bubble down this Drapion. I send in Shadow Scizor, just a bullet punch down. I know I'm being super fancy, but at the same time, it would just happen regardless, just to finish this matchup quicker, and that's GG's. As you, Shadow Scizor is a beast, just like Dragon Ball Super's, Zamatsu, right? I think I got his name right. I forgot. Yeah, I think that's his name. You know, like Super Saiyan Rose, just because, you know, it's like Shadow Pokemon, because, you know, Shadow Black, Goku Black. There you go. For the next match, we got this Drapion into our Shadow Scizor. Shiny Shadow Scizor, absolutely goated. So goated, so beautiful, so pretty, and it's all really pissed off. And I eat a crunch from hell. This was actually a mistake because I wasn't paying attention. And as you see for science, this Shadow Scizor is extremely squishy. I switch out after doing some chip damage with Night Slash, and I'm in a lot of danger right now. So here's the thing, Dragalge, yes, we double resist these Dragon Tails, but Dragalge's got Sludge Bomb. Or it could possibly have Sludge Bomb. Best case scenario, it doesn't have Sludge Bomb. And they just let it go. And my brain is like, why would you just let that go? And they send in Drapion. That's not necessarily a bad idea. Let Dragalge go. It's probably carrying Aqua Tail Outrage, so there's nothing for it anyways. And just send in Drapion to farm down this Azu. Sludge Bomb goes through. I do not shield it. That's perfect fine. At least I know it has Sludge Bomb. Ice Beam goes through. And as you see here, I'm praying Umbreon has a win con in the back. We're going to shield this next move, regardless if it's Sludge Bomb or Crunch or not. We don't want to eat another move. It is Crunch. And as you see here, we're going to be able to get to another Ice Beam, and our opponent sends in a Azumarill. This is really bad. Kudos to our opponent for catching. However, we got a whole Umbreon in the back. Yep, and Umbreon, if this Azu is carrying player off, we lose hard as heck. And my opponent is farming. Their idea is to just farm down my Azu because this player up does go through. However, at the same time, their Azu still has plenty of health, and they're farming me down. They probably have a good sense that, like, you don't like this bunny, or I have nothing for this bunny. I send in Scizor immediately because they're going to blow their energy. I predict that they blow their energy, and they do. So, Ice Beam goes through. We're going to let Shadow Scizor go, and we're going to have to pray Umbreon can somehow come out with a really good win condition. If I have really good energy management, I might actually come out with a W in this scenario. However, we're in even shields. We're in the 1 shield. I have no energy lead. How the hell do I come back for this? Well, we're going to find out. As you see, I'm able to get a Snarl through, so that makes it really great. I need to get as many Snarls as I can and get as much energy as humanly possible. Playoff goes through. We will have to shield this time around because we don't want to eat that and we don't want to get KO'd. We're going to fire this last resort. I'm going to need 2 last resorts though. So as you see here, they send in the Drapion, and I am squeezing every inch of my energy. I'm able to get an extra Snarl through, which is freaking great. However, this is still really rough. Sludge Bomb goes through, does heavy damage, puts us in the red. I will fire last resort. I should ideally undercharge here, but I don't think I want to do as much damage because I don't want to take all these poison stings. We're able to Snarl down. We have a little bit of energy. My play here is basically to Foul Play. I need a bait because a Foul Play does not actually kill in this at that range. Foul Play goes through, and then I have to last resort for the W, and I do end up getting to it, and that's GG's. With expert shield baiting and energy management, somehow I'm able to beat an Azu with a freaking Umbreon with no energy lead, and that is GG's. I hope you have a battle. Never surrender. Never surrender. Never give up. You know, it's like Naruto, you know, like, believe it. Just believe in yourself, and then you can come out with a W. So, dang, that was a super sweaty battle. I'm still, like, in shock. Like, when I went through it, I was like, there's no way. There's no shot I get this. And I did it. I was, like, absolutely ecstatic. I was like, oh, my God, there's no way. That was a super sweaty battle. Oh, my God. Speaking of super sweaty battles, this one's actually... You're gonna see. So, because we're talking about Super Saiyans, you know, there's actually multiple levels of Super Saiyan. You got Super Saiyan, you got Kaioken, which is basically what's happening with the Shadow Scizor. Actually, it's a Shadow Scizor. So, just assume this is Super Saiyan 1. So, this is Super Saiyan 1. Then we're going to Night Slash and we're going to break a shield. And we're just going to shield this. I have a hunch it's probably going to be a Dark Pulse, so I do I do use a shield. And then, there's another level. And you know what it is? It's called Super Saiyan 2. So, after a night, actually no, we're going to skip to Super Saiyan 3, because you know what happens after a Night Slash? You have 12.5% chance of boosting. And guess what? We boost. With the boost, we're able to Bullet Punch down, and oh my God, that does so much damage. So, now we're in Super Saiyan 3, and now we're going to go straight to Super Saiyan Blue, because all I'm going to do is fire off another Night Slash. This is boosted, by the way, and my opponent elects to not shield, and I get the boost again, and 1 Bullet Punch equals top left for my opponent. There is no way you are going to beat a freaking Super Saiyan Blue Scizor, even though it's like green, you get it? At full power, double boosting, +4, opponent quits out, and for some odd reason did not shield. That was merciless. This is why Shadow Scizor beast. If by some chance you do get the boost, that damage is ridiculous. Scizor into Nidoqueen. So this is actually pretty terrible for us, actually. Even though we debuff, the problem is Nidoqueen actually beats this matchup because it could go straight Poison Fang. And as you see, our opponent switches into a Toxicroak, and my brain is like, why? Why would you get back switch? Nidoqueen can comfortably take out Scizor, just because it outpaces you to Poison Stings. It doesn't really matter, though, because that's a Toxicroak. Toxicroak has Sludge Bomb for Azu, and at the same time, counters are super effective against the Umbreon, because Dark types are weak to fighters. So this is terrible for us. We're going to have to fire a last resort here. I'm hoping they let this through, because if they do let it through, I could possibly farm down with Snarl. Last sword goes through, we put the Toxicroak in a reg, and all I do is farm down. I will shield though. I know this is a Mud Bomb, but at the same time, I really don't want to eat anything, and we still have that whole Nidoqueen in the back. That goes down. I'm kind of in a lot of trouble right now because Azu doesn't do well against that Nidoqueen. I actually misplayed here. I should have fired Foul Play. There's no reason to fire Last Resort in this scenario. I should have fired Foul Play. As you see, Last Resort does heavy damage. However, because of that, I'm not able to get to 2 Foul Plays. So that's a super misplay on my part. We send in our Scizor and we get an Umbreon. So, this is great because our opponent gave up switch, and I have a win condition here if I'm able to catch a Foul Play, and I am. I catch the Foul Play right on the right interval. For those of you that don't know, it takes 4 Snarls to get to 1 Foul Play. So I'm able to catch it, and I need to squeeze every pinch of energy that I got so I come out with a W. My win conditions are here. I win this matchup, however, I need to get a lot of energy because my opponent still has a shield. So the idea here is I'm going to fire off this player up, but at the same time, I'm going to have to overcharge to Oblivion. And I'm going to have to try to do something to take out this take out this Umbreon. The reason I want Azu to get chipped down is because I don't want Nidoqueen to come in and farm me down. Nidoqueen still has plenty of HP to where it can possibly farm me down. And I need to get, as you see here, I'm overcharging to Oblivion. I'm trying to get as much energy as humanly possible because Nidoqueen coming in with one Poison Fang will KO or can possibly chip me down. So they let it through, and as you see, Nidoqueen does in fact have a Poison Fang through. I'm going to let this through. The reason being is because I should have enough energy on my Scizor. As you see, I combo in, send this in one. However, one Night Slash should kill at this range. So I'm going to do this, break one shield, and then I should be able to get to another second Night Slash, and that's GG's. My opponent fires here, but that's futile because all I have to do is shield here. I should be able to get that energy for this Night Slash. All I gotta do is push the button, and that's GG's. I hope y'all enjoyed the battles. Shadow Scizor is a freaking monster, and this is the most powerful Shadow Scizor team in the Halloween Cup. This team is beastly. That was so much fun. If you boost with Scizor, it's so dangerous, and as you see here, it did great for us for this shoutcast. And that's GG's. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Oh my god, that shot. I felt really bad on that sweep because I was like, yo, how much damage did this do? And I was like, oh my god. Like, for real though, that did hella damage. So, I hope you all enjoyed that shoutcast, and Shadow Scizor is a monster. I didn't use it before in the last rotation, but, you know, I was like, oh, wait, I actually have a Shadow Shiny Scizor that I could use. And I was like, you know what, screw it. Even though its IVs are terrible, I want to have some fun, and I want to create content for you. So, because of that, please do me an entire enormous favor. Please like and subscribe. You can easily subscribe by using that little box at the bottom right, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. I do appreciate those of you that do it. Even if you don't, the fact that you watch this video or just like it, or just you're here in general, I do appreciate you, and I appreciate my community. Y'all have some fun in the Halloween Cup. It's almost, this interlude season is almost over, so I believe we got like, what, another like, I'm not sure. Actually, we got a while, so, you know, try to have some fun. It is triple dust, however, so I do encourage you to do your sets. Get that Stardust, get that Moolah, do all your battle so you can get some sweet Stardust so you can power up your future PvP mons. Again, do me a huge favor, please like and subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. Also, I stream on Thursday, Friday, Monday, and, oh wait, that's totally wrong. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. I stream on Twitch, so if you want to say hi, if you want to see battles, if you have any questions, I'm totally willing to answer them totally for free. Just ask me on Twitch at those times. Again, it's Thursday, Fridays, I'm chewing up all my times. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 6:30, 7:30 PST. Appreciate y'all. Good luck on your Go Bally sets, and I'll see you guys on the next video.